The new season of World of Tanks console is here on the next update in the game, which is happening next Tuesday. So we're going to be seeing a brand new season, and we've got a ton of information and update news that I'm going to be covering in today's video. So let's get straight into it. We've got some Q&As as well later on in the end of the video if you're interested in seeing that. But let's have a rundown of what this season actually has in the game and what sort of tanks you can expect, because we have got two brand new vehicles that are coming into the game. So, first things first is the Soldiers of Fortune season runs through Monday, November the 20th. So, this is from the brand new on Tuesday. So, this is, I believe, on the 26th of September all the way to the 21st of November in the morning. So, the whole season is based around these kind of, I guess it's more of like a mercenary season almost sort of thing. And of course, like a more, Halloween-y themed event game mode, which is what we like to see. It usually comes around in this sort of time of the year. So that's always good. And we've got a couple of new tanks as well as some of the free season rewards that you'll be able to pick up. So, let's look at the rewards, because that's probably what most of you are wanting from the season to see what it's all about. And of course, we start off with the free stuff, which is essentially what you can pick up without having to spend any gold whatsoever, not even having to buy the season pass whatsoever. So essentially, the free reward for the season is the Emil 1951, which is a pretty good solid vehicle. It's a tier 8 Swedish kind of heavy tank that is very similar to the Emil 1 and plays that way. So you'll be able to get that for free. And also, you'll be able to pick up a 2D commander along with some garage slots and 400 gold if you pay absolutely nothing for the season pass. Now, if, for example, you do decide to purchase the season pass, you'll be able to get a ton more things, and it is one of the best ways of spending gold in the game. Not only because it gives you your gold back from just playing it, but because you're going to end up with war chests and key cards, essentially same thing. And you're also going to be getting premium tanks as well on top of that. And also the fact that, you are literally making gold from spending 2,000 gold on the base season pass. So it's really nice to have. So, straight into it, we have all the rewards from the free rewards pass, so that is what you get with the season pass, but you also get the M41D, you also get the new Bandit tank as well, and you'll get the Skoda T40 along with 4 war chests, so you get an additional 3 chests, which, they're the same as the key cards as what we've had recently. I think they used to be war chests. I'm assuming that they're rechanging them back to war chests. Don't quite know why, but there we go. And essentially that's what we'll be able to get. You get a ton of premium consumables as well as cosmetic vouchers, silver boosters, silver. It's just really nice in general as a way to grind through the game and complete your various different tasks to be able to get to rank 100, and then you get extra rewards when you get past that, but we'll get onto that in a second. So the free tanks we will look at in a second, but the Ultimate Season Pass, you do get everything that we've talked about so far, but you'll also get the new Ruthless tank, as well as a Phantom of Fallon 3D Commander and 25 levels already completed. So you'll basically be a quarter of the way to completing the Season Pass straight away from day one. And that is available for 6,000 gold. Usually, if you are wanting a brand new tier 10 or tier 8 or whatever the season pass tank is, you are essentially only paying 4,000 gold for the privilege. So it's a really cheap premium tank. And this one happens to be a mercenary tier 10 Ruthless tank destroyer. And you'll be able to get that day one as soon as you purchase the Ultimate Season Pass. So, for my personal opinion, not playing the tank, usually it's worth it. Granted, this tank might be absolutely garbage, or it could be horrendously overpowered. We'll have to get and check that out for you guys when the update does go live on Tuesday. So I'll be doing that for you guys and we'll be able to have a look. But essentially, Tuesday at 10 a.m, it's going to be quite interesting, and we're going to be able to see all of these tanks. So this is the new Bandit Cold War one. This is just the standard season pass tank that you can pick up. Kind of looks like a T72 sort of thing. And of course, let's have a look at the statistics. This one makes 65% silver, which is one of the highest that you can pick up, and in fact one of the best silver earning potential tanks that you'll be able to have. And it is also looks pretty decent. 408 penetration, 420 on its premium. You got 550 alpha. Your damage per minute's looking 3,300. Not the best in the game, but not the worst. I mean, it's not amazing. It does go 70 kilometers an hour, 50 degrees hull traverse, 36 degrees turret traverse. Yeah, it's kind of okay. 6 degrees of depression, or gun depression, which is good. And yeah, I mean, overall, it looks very much like your traditional stylized tanks that you would see. It almost looks like you've got a German hull on this vehicle and then you've got a T-72 on the top. And I'm assuming that that's basically how it'll play, with not very much armor, to be honest with you, by the looks of things. So you'll be getting penned by most things, which isn't necessarily too bad because they've come up with some very ridiculously armored vehicles. Maybe this will be quite nice to have a medium playstyle in Cold War again. But with that out of the way, what is this new ruthless tank destroyer for World War II? Well, this is, This is an E4 with a 183mm cannon. Yeah, an E4 with a 183mm cannon. So it is basically the same as the Death Star or Hesh Star or the Shit Star or whatever you want to call them. The FV215B183 or the FV4005, both the tier 10 British tank destroyers. And yeah, they are high alpha damage guns. Of course, this has the turret armor of an E4. Now, we have no idea if the turret is as strong as an E4. We can only presume it is, given that it looks directly like the E4 turret, and it is going to be the same turret, albeit maybe a prototype version, potentially, maybe less overpowered or less kind of easy to be able to bounce off of. And by the looks of things, we don't actually get given the armor values, which is always beneficial, so we can't complain before it comes into the game. And then let's have a look at what Wargaming is saying. So this piece of work lives up to its name, so it has the 183. Its protection is also pretty good, making it a reliable mid-range support tank that, thanks to the proximity, will deliver each shot with brutal efficiency. I'm not entirely sure what hull this is. I'm thinking it's something like a Polish tank. I'm not entirely sure. It looks a bit weird. It's got a ton of spaced armor that you know would be OP, and it looks like the armor is actually there. Also get spaced armor on the back of the tank, which is one of the perfect balancing features that Wargaming like to put in, where they just drop a slab of a lovely spaced on the back of the tank so that you bounce off of even the rear of the tank. Yeah. Not the best idea from Wargaming, but you never know. Either way, it looks kind of interesting. I'm still trying to work out what this hull armor is, as we don't actually have the modules or anything like that, which usually gives you a hint. But maybe it's a completely new design and something that we haven't seen before. But either way, it's an E4 with a 183mm cannon. Yeah, oh dear, Wargaming. Please, please, please. Hopefully this thing isn't overpowered, hopefully it isn't disgusting, and as I say, bringing more Hesh and Derp cannons into the game where people don't have to aim or do anything and just hit people for 500 damage is not what we need right now after having the whole Centurion action, or Centurion AVRE even, not the Action X, that's completely different kettle of fish. But either way, the AVRE, the Death Stars, and the FV4005, yeah, just, I'm not particularly too fond about what they're saying, but it goes 38 kilometers an hour forward. Power to weight kind of sucks. I mean, it's slow, sluggish. Hull traverse looks terrible, 28 degrees a second. Turret traverse looks even worse, 16 degrees a second. So it's going to be a super sluggish kind of tank to turn around. 6 degrees gun depression isn't the worst, but I mean, it's got a good turret, so you might actually be able to use that quite better than something like the FV4005. 3.1 second aim time is pretty bad. Accuracy 0.4, but remember, all of these values just come plummeting down as soon as you start realizing that you can put crew skills and you can have equipment on. And so these usually don't become a problem. The 33 second reload is very long. I think it's much longer than the FV4005, not by a huge margin, but yeah, I think it is. 2,000 damage per minute. yeah, it kind of sucks. So maybe this tank is one of those that's just boring to play up against. It's going to be another, you get hit for 500 when you're playing in your heavy tank and you did nothing wrong other than get hit by this person who didn't aim in their, FE T110E4. Yeah. Okay. It's not a great start, I won't lie. I mean, the other tank looks kind of balanced, and then this one just looks boring. I don't think it's going to be overpowered. I just think it's going to be really annoying, and it's probably going to push the FE 4005 and the 215B183 kind of further back into the realms of just being kind of mediocre when you could just play this one. And of course you have to buy this one, which is always good, with 6,000 gold. And I think that costs around £20, something like that. So, I mean, in terms of like price for a tier 10, it's actually very good. But remember, it's still your money you got to spend on this game. And whether you're going to enjoy the playstyle with this, I don't know. It's probably one of those that you get kind of lucky with, rather than it consistently dealing a ton of damage. Either way, moving swiftly on, we've got the Soldiers of Fortune Season Commander, which is going to bring in less balance changes, because at least these things don't actually impact the game, other than the fact that, you can get crew skills. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a massive bothered about having 3D commanders in the game, but I'm sure there are some of you who are. If you are, I mean, let me know in the comment section down below whether you enjoy having these 3D commanders. To me, it's kind of take it or leave it. I don't really care whether they're there or not, but I guess some people are interested. Season level buyouts, this is something I always don't recommend unless there is kind of one of these things where you literally know you are not going to reach the rank 100, and then you're really close at the end and you don't quite meet it, and you've got maybe like, I don't know, 10 levels to skip maximum, and you really want the tier 10 or the, the reward vehicles for reaching level 100, then maybe it's worth it. But to be honest with you, 99% of people are going to be able to complete the season pass. It's really quick, it's really easy, and casual players will be able to quite easily get to rank 100 very quickly. So I wouldn't, fear too much about not being able to reach rank 100 and buy your way to get there, especially if you've bought the ultimate season pass, which brings in this, which gives you an extra 25 levels, making it even easier for you to complete. So overall, this season looks good, but we don't know how this is actually going to be balanced in the game. Maybe it's actually weaker. Maybe the turret isn't a complete T110E4. It's more like a hybrid, which would be better. The armor a little bit worse. But that's what we can only hope. And you never know. Wargaming could pull out an absolute worldie and bring in a completely broken tank. We wouldn't have seen that before. Either way, we can move on now to the other information that we've got for the season. Let me know what you actually think of that season and anything that we've talked about so far in the comments, because I always like reading them. It's always a nice kind of thing to do after I upload. It's cool to sit there and chill and read through some of them. Might not respond to everything, but I'll try my best. Either way, moving forward, what do we have? Well, we've also got some extra changes to the actual game itself. So there are some game changes. So the garage customization, the rarity of items and available for silver or gold. Everyone will get a free set of items to start off with. So you can actually customize the garage. Optional feature, players can swap to old garage if desired, can switch between indoor warehouse, outdoor gantry and their own custom garage. So you can put in your own stuff, which will cost you silver or gold. No advantage, purely cosmetic feature. So there's nothing in there. It's just simply a kind of, you can pay to fund the game by getting stuff that you like the look of. There's no pressure or fear of missing out by not having some of this stuff, which is some of the best things that you can do in a video game, because people will still pay it and it doesn't affect anyone else. There's a surprise. And of course, then you have no negatives. It just generally probably sells less than a overpowered premium tank, but is it good for the game? Absolutely. This sort of stuff is really good for the game, and more cosmetic stuff is always good. And kind of challenges and stuff that we can do that, you don't get an advantage from completing or anything like that, but it gives you something to do or look at or feature or work towards or, kit out how you would like it. Either way, moving on, we then have Wave 3 of Cold War medals, so we'll be able to get some more Cold War medals. United Hearts Group Award Medal. Each platoon member must play a battle in a vehicle of a different faction from each other and survive. All platoon members receive the award. So essentially you'd have to play, your Western, your Eastern, and then your Independents, all in one platoon as a 3-man platoon in different tanks and all survive. So yeah, that would be interesting for some people to actually get. It's a cool little medal. It's always nice to have things like this in the game. Stage award medals for destroying a set number of tanks of each affiliation. So you'll get that as well. Long ranged blast medal, ATGM medal. So I'm assuming, you destroy a vehicle over 600 meters away from you, which is good. Underdog medal available to earn in both World War II and Cold War by destroying a heavy enemy vehicle with a light vehicle by ramming into it. Okay, interesting. Wouldn't recommend doing it unless it's the very end of the game and you have no other way of dealing any damage, but, or unless you want the medal, which let's hope we don't get a load of light tanks trying to ram heavies. Either way, the move of keycards returning to war chests as we saw, so don't worry if you're sitting on any keycards currently, you won't lose them. They will be automatically rebranded as war chests. So if you've got any keycards, you got, 10, 20, whatever it might be, I don't know, you might have 2, they'll all be switched into the equivalent class. So confidential will become private war chests, classified will become sergeant war chests, and top secret will become general war chests. And the addition of a free daily war chest, so you'll be able to get that, which will probably give you something in the region of like 20 gold, or, it might give you something, not even give you gold and just give you silver or XP booster or something like that, which is good. I think the free daily is good. This can be redeemed from the war chest category of the store tab, so you can get that every day, which can include rewards such as boosters, consumables, silver, free XP, etc. This is our first version of the free daily war chest, and we'll be eager to see how players like it and take into account feedback. So make sure that you give Wargaming your feedback on the free daily war chest. And then Maps, fjords for tier 3 to tier 10 and all eras, and a smaller Hellfire Pass for World War II. So this is the same as Scorpion Pass, if you remember. It's in Cold War rotation right now, and essentially that will come back to World War II. Fjords being a really, really cool map. I quite like it, and it should be nice to have it back in the game. And then a first look at Halloween tanks as well. More tanks, commanders, and Hell's Highway. Stay tuned for more Halloween details soon. So I'm assuming in the next couple of weeks we'll see the Halloween event mode being unveiled by Wargaming, and I'll make sure to cover that for you guys if you're interested in seeing it. Now, disclaimer, these notes are translated to the best of the ability, blah, 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 and they are subject to change. Yeah, typical standard. And yeah, these are the pictures that we've got. This is the Fjords map. This is a starting spawn location, and then you've got kind of a hill, the village area. It's the one that's on PC. If you've watched any of the PC YouTubers, you'll know exactly what map this is. And yeah, literally, it's a pretty good map. I think it's fairly well balanced in general. And of course, the new season. That is literally it. There didn't actually appear to be any Q&As, only from the previous week. But hopefully that gives you an understanding of the next season. And I'm really interested to see what you guys think, because yeah, the 2 new tanks that we've got in the Cold War vehicle, the Bandit, and of course the brand new Ruthless tank destroyer with the T124 turret, and of course the 183mm cannon, and this weird kind of AMX slash Polish slash, I don't know, hull armor that looks kind of strange. But yeah, let me know what you think. I think this could be horrible. It has the potential to be horrible. Let's see how it goes. And of course I'll do a review of both of those tanks next week, and hopefully you'll join me for those. If you don't, I hope you have a fantastic rest of next week, and of course a fantastic rest of this week, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.